welcome to Medicine for the Soul Yoga. My name's Kat and this is part 17 of our Journey to Crow series. Again, we are experimenting with mixing it up a bit with side crow, and today I introduce another little thing that you can add to your side crow if you feel comfortable to. We'll be flowing with the breath a lot and working into the core, so just same old building up strength that we need and chipping away, getting there in the end. So I'd love for you to join us and let's get going. So we're going to start seated in today's practice in a comfortable position. So your legs can be crossed, or you could maybe bring the heels in line with each other, in line with the center, and draw the knees down. This you need quite open hips for, so don't worry if that's not accessible. You can just have the legs crossed. And we'll just focus on the breath for a moment. Palms are facing up on the knees. Shoulders are drawing down the back. Forehead is in line with the chin. Breathing through the nose, allowing the breath to travel right down into the belly. And notice how, with your eyes closed, you feel your aliveness of your inner world and the breath travelling through and becoming connected to every inhale and every exhale. And gently open the eyes. Big inhale, reach the hands above the head, opening the eyes and looking up at the hands. As we exhale, we'll draw the palms down to the chest, drawing the chin in. Exhale fully through the nose, and inhale, we'll open the hands out to cactus, draw the elbows back and lift the chin. As we exhale, we'll round the back, draw the hands in front of the face and push the hands away. As we inhale, we'll flip the hands, push the palms away and up, reach up and big inhale. And then exhale, we'll draw the palms again down to the chest and draw the chin in. So we'll move again. Inhale, opening the arms into cactus. Spread the fingers, feel your aliveness here. Big inhale, expanding the chest. Exhale, draw the hands in front of the face, rounding the back, push the hands away. Feel the release across the shoulders. Inhale, flip the hands, reach the hands up. Big inhale here. And exhale, draw the palms down, draw the chin into the chest. And we'll flow one more time with the breath. Inhale, opening the arms. Exhale, draw the hands in front of the face, rounding off the back. Inhale, flip the hands, reach the hands above the head, reach up. Good, and then exhale, draw the palms down to the chest. And this time we're going to have the hands placing over the knees, and we'll just lean slightly back in the knees. And we can maybe roll the forehead side to side, loosening out the neck. Making the movement as large as you'd like, feeling the stretch travelling across the shoulders. And then as we inhale, we'll roll ourselves up. And we'll just warm up the wrists slightly, so we'll interlace the hands, wiggle out the wrists, and make waves with the wrists. And just move really in any way that you know your wrists like, what feels good for you. Just kind of experimenting with movement, loosening up the joints, warming them up. Good, shaking them out, and we'll come into tabletop. And again, we're going to flow with the breath here. So as we exhale, we're going to round the back. And we're going to draw the hips back slightly. And as we inhale, we'll arch the back and bring the shoulders slightly over the wrists. So this kind of cat-cow with movement. Exhale, rounding the back, but also moving backwards. And then inhale, arching the back and gently moving forwards, lifting the chin. Exhale, rounding. You can close your eyes if you'd like. Again, connecting with that aliveness inside of you. Inhale, arching the back. Big, strong breath through the nose. Exhale, last time rounding. This time perhaps drawing the hips all the way back to the heels and sliding the hands forward. We'll rest the forehead on the mat. Release the shoulders. Take a few deep breaths here. Maybe let the forehead gently move side to side on the mat. And then we'll gently round ourselves up. So we're just going to work into the side body a little bit here. So we're going to inhale, lift up both feet. As we exhale, let both feet fall to the left. I'm going to look over the left shoulder, look at your feet. Inhale, we'll come back to center, and exhale over to the right. So really feeling that in the left side of the body now. Inhale back to center, good. Exhale, really turning the head here. Can you feel that in the right side of the body lengthening? Inhale back to center, and exhale over to the other side. Good, gently back to center. Really good, placing the feet down, pushing the hips back. Again, we rest in child's pose, resting the forehead on the mat. This time maybe wiggling out the shoulders. We'll inhale, look forward towards the hands and walk the hands over to the right. Land the left hand over the right hand. Push the hips back to the heels, stretching out the outside of that left shoulder all the way down into the hip. Take a big inhale here. And exhale, sinking a bit deeper down. We'll gently come back to center, take a big inhale. And exhale, we'll move over to the left. Really good. Right hand over left wrist. Gently sinking down with the chest and with the hips. Big inhale. And big exhale. Good. We'll gently come back to center. And we'll slide the hands back to sitting on the shins. Big shoulder roll when we arrive here. And take a few shoulder rolls here. Loosening out the shoulders. We'll place the right hand by our right foot and inhale, lift the left hand up. Opening the chest. As we exhale, we're going to dive forward, hands behind. Bring the chest as far down as you can. And then inhale, left hand down by the side. Right hand lifts up. Good. Exhale, diving the chest forward. Keep the hips towards the heels. And then right hand lands. Inhale, reaching the left hand up. If you feel comfortable, maybe bending the right arm a bit. Maybe even coming onto the right forearm. Really opening the chest. Let the left hand float back. Good. Gently we'll find our way back to center. Exhale fully here. Inhale, left hand comes down. Right hand lifts up. Option to stay here or option to bend into that left leg. Maybe even coming to the forearm. Keep the knees onto the ground. Good, really opening the chest. And then we'll gently come back to stillness in the center on our shins. And we're going to inhale, lift up the arms. Have the palms joining together. Feet are pressing into the mat. As we exhale, we're going to lean back very slightly, using the strength of the quads, using the core. And inhale, squeeze up, and exhale, sink down. So we're flowing a lot with the breath today. Inhale, we'll reach up. Good. Exhale, we'll sink back. Really challenge yourself here. Find your edge. Use the core. Inhale, back up. And exhale, sink down. Really good. One more time. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, sinking back. Exhale, come forward. Really good. And then sinking the hips. Perfect. This time we're going to inhale, come forward. Hands on the hips. And we're going to place the right foot forward. We want them to be hip width apart. And we'll sink the hips down into our low lunge. Inhale, reach the hands up. Take a few deep breaths here. We're going to come into a nice twist here to, again, work the side core slightly more. So we'll bring the palms down to the center, and then we'll open the arms out into cactus, similar to how we started, drawing the elbows back. And we're twisting from the lower back. So we're squeezing in the core and twisting around behind us. Draw that right elbow back. Let the hips sink. Really feeling it in the core here. Inhale back to center, keep stable. Big inhale, reach the hands up. And then exhale, we'll sink the hips back and bring ourselves onto our shins and sink down. Just take a moment here, draw the chin down to the chest. Maybe a few neck rolls here to release out any pressure in the neck. And then we'll inhale, come onto our shins again, and we'll bring the left foot forward. So hip width apart, sink the hips down. Inhale, reach the hands up. Good, and then exhale, bringing the palms down to the chest, and then opening out to the left. Draw the left elbow back, sink those shoulder blades down behind the back. Squeeze in the core, feel your twist. Keep breathing into the lower belly. Big deep breath through the nose. Can you sink the hips a tiny bit more? Gently look forward. As we inhale, we'll reach the hands up, find stability in the center. Big inhale, really good. Exhale, bring the hips back, and with stability, bring ourselves back to our shins, really good. Bring the hands forward. As we exhale, we'll round the back. And as we inhale, we'll roll the shoulders and arch the back, lift the chin. Good. Exhale, rolling into a rounded back. Inhale, arching. And then we'll come back to the shins again. Roll the shoulders. We're going to do that leaning back again. So we're going to inhale, reach up. Exhale, lean back, really pushing into the feet to support you. Bringing ourselves forward. This time bring the hips down, and we're going to bring the right foot forward straight away into our low lunge. Feel the hips releasing here as we inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale, we come into our twist. Opening the arms out wide. Option to stay here, or option to tuck the toes of this back foot and lift up into a high lunge with a twist. We want to draw that left heel back and down, so we're lengthening the back leg, sinking the hips. This right knee is over the right ankle, so the hips are really sinking down. Keep breathing, quite challenging pose. Look forward, big inhale. Good. Exhale, we'll bring the knee down, and we'll gently, with control, come back to the shins. Good. Coming down. Take a moment to catch your breath. As we inhale, reaching up to the shins. Exhale, we'll sink back. Inhale, reaching up, really good. Hands onto the shins, onto the hips. Left foot forward this time, sinking the hips. Big inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, we'll draw the palms down, come into our twist. Opening out to the left, option to stay here, of course, or option to tuck the toes of the back foot and coming into a high lunge. Draw the elbows back and down. Keep breathing through the nose. Big, strong breaths here. Good. We'll gently look forward. Big inhale, reach the hands up as we drop the right knee down and find our way back to our shins. Really good. And we'll release the hands down and just flow for a moment with cat-cow. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, arch. Good. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, arching. So we're going to come into a vinyasa to just wake up the arms a little bit. We've activated the core already. So we'll bring the knees a bit further back and we'll sink the hips. So we're in a plank position, a half plank. So we want to keep the body as straight as possible. The back stays straight. We don't want to be lifting the hips up or dipping the chest down. We move like a plank. As we exhale, hugging the elbows point backwards into chaturanga arms, which is what we need for crow. All the way down, chin, chest, hips reach at the same time. Inhale into our back bend and exhale, push back. We'll find downward facing dog and we'll pedal out the heels. Big deep breath through the nose. Good. We'll inhale, roll forward to plank. We'll take our vinyasa. Use the knees if you need to, if you can. Without the knees, coming into low plank and then upward facing dog, flowing with the breath. Don't worry if you're not there yet. It'll take time to build up the strength, but this is the best way to build up the strength, by testing yourself and forcing yourself to practice, even though it can be quite challenging at the start. We're going to go one more time, flowing with the breath. Inhale forward into plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale into our back bend, using the knees or not is fine. Really good. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Take a big inhale here through the nose. And a big exhale through the mouth. Feel the chest pushing towards the thighs and the tailbone lifting. Shoulders are rolling away from the ears. Good. We'll bring the knees down onto the mat. And we're going to come into our side crow. We're going to have a little extra play with side crow if you would like. And I'll show you what that is. So we're setting up the same as we always do. Toes are quite close together, heels are lifting up, and we're sinking the hips down. We bring the hands to the side. Remember those chaturanga arms that we practice in our vinyasa. We're hooking the elbows in, and we're lifting the hips up slightly as we lean forward, and we keep the chest lifting. And you do have to kind of place the hip onto that elbow and really kind of hook the elbow in to make that shelf. It doesn't happen naturally when you lean forward. You do have to be aware of tucking that in. Bring the feet up, and if you can, lift both feet up. Maybe you want to experiment with straightening the top leg. See what happens. Test yourself. So that's just another option if you do have the side crow, of not work with what you've got on that side. And when you've finished, we can come into our low yogi squat and release out the hips, gently move side to side. Big deep breaths through the nose. And pause in the center. Bring yourself back to the breath. Lifting up the chin, and we'll practice the other side. We'll often have a stronger or weaker side, but it's important to try to practice both. So setting up. And just being kind with where you're at. If you're still here, that's absolutely fine. It does take time. So just practice this class again, practice the ones before again, and just keep going until you make little improvements each time. Maybe we slide the feet away and we begin to put more weight into our hands. Maybe we can tap one toe up. Maybe both can come up. Maybe we can straighten the front leg. We're really having to use our core here. And just playing around with that until you've had enough. And we'll meet in wide leg child's pose. And we'll just take a few deep conscious breaths here, breathing into the tummy. Relax the shoulders, relax the face. Feel the breath landing into the belly. And then we'll gently roll ourselves up. Walk the knees in. Really good. Come back to the hands. We'll just come into thread the needle. We'll bring the right arm underneath the body. Right shoulder and side of the face on the mat, stretching out the side of the body. Keep the hips level. Option to keep the left hand where it is, or maybe lifting it up, maybe even wrapping it and hooking the fingers on the top of that right leg. Wherever you are, breathing. Gently coming back to center, coming onto the hands, and we'll walk the hands forward, keep the hips over the knees, opening out that chest, coming into puppy pose, rest the forehead on the mat. Finding length here, so we want to almost imagine we're crawling the fingers forward whilst the hips stay over the knees. We're really lengthening out the back and the shoulders. One big deep breath into the belly here. And a big exhale through the mouth. Good. Lifting up the forehead, walk the hands back, and we'll thread the needle on the other side, left hand underneath. Really drawing that right shoulder over the left shoulder. Big deep breath through the nose. Maybe keeping the right hand here, or maybe lifting it up, and we can even wrap it around the body and land at the top of that left thigh. Good. We'll gently come back to center, and we're going to walk the feet forward. Sink the hips down into our low yogi squat, gently moving side to side here. And we'll pause in the center. We can have the hands on the mat to support us, or we can draw the palms together and let the elbows push the knees apart. And similar to how we had our cactus arms before, I really want you to feel the shoulder blades drawing down the back. And draw the chin slightly down as well, so we're really lengthening into the neck. And take one big deep breath through the nose into the tummy. And a big exhale through the mouth. Let all the air go. Good. We'll place the hands on the mat, bring the hips down. Use our hands to bring the feet into center and wrap the arms around the legs, draw the chin into the chest. A few deep breaths here. Just take a moment to be really proud of yourself wherever you are on your journey. Knowing that you absolutely will get to where you want to go with consistency and a positive attitude. There's absolutely no room for any self-limiting beliefs or frustration or impatience at all. So just breathing that out. Letting those very normal human emotions go. And then we'll bring our hands down and coming onto our forearms. Big inhale here. As we exhale, we'll let both knees fall to the left. Look over the right shoulder. Feel that really lengthening in the right side body. Pushing that hip kind of forward over to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, knees to the right. Look over the left shoulder, really popping that left hip forward, looking over to the left. Good. Gently come back to center, and we'll roll really gently all the way down, releasing the head onto the mat, drawing the knees up to underneath the elbows, and we'll come into happy baby. So either holding the shins, maybe the ankles, maybe even outside edges of the feet. And we'll gently rock side to side, keeping the shoulders really relaxed. Big deep breaths through the nose. Shoulders drawing down again, away from the ears. And then the soles of the feet touch. Releasing the ankles. We can let the legs lengthen out long. Have the palms facing up. Just make sure you're comfortable, maybe kind of gently rolling the shoulder blades slightly in, maybe very slightly drawing the chin in as well. And in this stillness, with your eyes closed, again, just feeling into the presence and the aliveness of your inner world. And connecting to that stillness. It's always there. We often have too many distractions and too many thoughts to really connect with ourselves. So just using this time to do that. You can also feel any tension melting away from the body, and the face, and the chest, and the legs. Breathing deeply through the nose, feeling the rise and fall of the tummy. And staying here as long as you feel that you need to or can do in your practice today. Thank you.